Hi everybody, this is Sybil. Welcome to my channel. I am here today to share with you what's been going on. I have a lot of crafty friends reaching out and asking if I have quit paper crafting. So I'm going to answer those questions. Big changes I mentioned were coming to my craft room. Well, they have come and they have taken residence in my craft room. Big changes. So I'm going to talk about what's going on, why I've made these changes, why it's important for me. And yeah, just let you know a little bit of what's been going on. Also, before I do, I want to share with you this adorable card that I received from my sweet friend, Patty O'Malley. And I'm going to turn the card over in a few moments and you'll see Patty's name. If you type that on Instagram, her name, you'll find her account. Please follow her. You will not regret it. She's so sweet. She's just a precious friend and really talented. And look at this adorable card she blessed me with. So I love the lace, of course, bling centers, because I love me some shimmer, shine, and bling. And then talking about shimmer and shine, look at the little dots here on her skirt of her dress and on the headband. Looks like stickles, super cute, and then glossy accents on the heart and on the glasses. So cute. And I love this oval die cut. It is beautiful. And Patty wrote me a sweet note inside. And there it says, Handmade by Patty O'Malley. So please go visit Patty's Instagram if you're not already following her. And then I just wanted to share this layout with you real quick. I'm going to stand up, make sure that it is in frame. I'm going to look through my camera. Yep, we got it there. All right, so I shared a video of 10 layouts that I had made, and I made this layout after that video and before all the destashing videos I made. So I've not made a layout since because I've just been working in my craft room constantly. And like I was in here until after midnight, I think, last night, working. So let me tell you a little bit about this layout. It says cherish every day. This was a Maya Road, this image was from a Maya Road paper, and I think that was the name, Maya Road, and I fussy cut it out, and I'm telling you, that little spoon about fell off, because that's all fussy cut out, and all of this, I fussy cut that all out, and then I adhered it to this beautiful paper. I think the paper is from 49 and Market. It's either 49 and Market or Prima. And I loved the paper because it had a bicycle. And as a child, I loved, loved, loved riding my bicycle. I did as a teen as well. And I also fussy cut this here from that paper, from this paper, and just adhered that, popped up the leaves and kind of bent them to where they'd stand out. I put glossy accents on these little berries and on this. And then I've got a couple of frames here with 2 pictures of me while I was on vacation with my mom. And my mom took me on vacations with her most summers. Now, as a family, I'm the youngest of 4 siblings, but as a family, we would go on vacation. We'd go see my aunt and my uncle in San Francisco once or twice a year. And then we would travel to Arkansas. We were living in Washington State. And we would travel to Arkansas to go visit my grandma. My mom also took me and my aunts and uncles and my cousins and all that in Arkansas. And my mom also took me to Europe to visit her family in Germany. And we went all over Europe, so that was lovely. But my mom was a seamstress and she would sew our clothing. And so we didn't have to go to the store and buy too much other than undergarments and socks and shoes, things like that, you know, because my mom really did. She sewed the majority of our clothes. And so this dress, I loved that dress. It is so beautiful. And I think I said this already. I think I'm in the 4th grade, and it was a white top with this beautiful skirt that had white daisies, and it was yellow and blue. Well, on this vacation, we were going to Arizona, and we found that hat in a store, and I was shocked. My mom bought me that hat, and I felt like such a grown-up in that outfit. And so I journaled about that. We were on our way to Arizona where the meteor had crashed, and I was just, I just felt so grown up that day wearing this outfit. So yeah, I really had fun putting this together. I popped up some butterflies here and there, and then there's a little dragonfly I put on there, and sequins. So yep, and then there's my journaling about the trip. So I'm going to actually leave that there for you to look at while I tell you what's been going on. So as you guys have known, if you're familiar with my channel, I did a bunch of destashing. I did 23 destash videos in a row over a 2-week period, and sold the majority of my stamps and dies. I'm going to say probably about 2/3 to 3/4 of my stamps and dies. And I had, those really large fridge bins with the divider. I had 3 of those. I'm down to 1. And one of those was filled with just Christmas stamps and dies. And now I have 1 container that sits on, it's actually real close to where I'm at right now. I've left it out because of Christmas in July. And I, excuse me, I want to leave it out because I want to create Christmas cards, and not just in July, but I need to get ahead of making Christmas cards. So I've left that out. I've gotten rid of most of my storage containers. Sorry, got a tickle in my throat. Let's see, I got rid of Lawn Fawn ink pads, the little mini cubes. And I used to get those in Simon Says stamp kits long time ago. They would give me their stamps, their little ink cubes, and I got rid of those long time ago. And then Lawn Fawn. And I think that's where I got them from. So I shared 2 pictures on Instagram about a week ago, and then again today, of a bunch of stuff that my husband's going to take to our local thrift store. I live in a small town in Missouri, and the thrift store is owned by an older lady, and she's had poor health for the last few years. So I'm going to give her all of these things. She can sell them, and that will help her out. And then that will also go to, crafters here locally. But I've realized this for a while, but I got a hold of myself, and I guess you could say I kind of had a talking to myself, and realized I will never be able to use the amount of supplies that I had purchased in one lifetime. I had more stuff than I could ever use. Now, when I first started paper crafting in my YouTube channel, I should say when I first started my YouTube channel, because I was a paper crafter before then, craft companies would have a release about every 6 months or so. And then it became where they were having one every quarter. So like every 3 months, they would have a new release. Not all companies, but some companies. Now, fast forward to now, most craft companies, stamping and inks and markers and dyes, new releases every month. Every month. I get it. I get that they are a business and that is how they make their money. So more power to them, but no more for me, because I just got caught up in the buying, not the using of the supplies and creating, but of the buying. It's like a high, you know, oh, I can get this and I can get this and I can get this, and, you know, the shopping high. And then I'd get the stuff and I would use a fraction of it. But the majority of the stuff got organized, put away, never to be used. Now, before I go any further, I want you all to know I'm not talking about anybody but myself. My fingers are not pointed at anybody but to myself, because this is about me and the changes that I needed to make. I'm a Christian and I want to be wise, a wise steward with the money that the Lord has blessed us with. I had mentioned a few months ago that we paid off our house. And I was so thankful, you know, that we've saved up enough money to pay our house off 23 years early, even though we had done, you know, remodeling top to bottom in this house when we bought it. We paid all of those, we paid all of that off to remodel our home. We did a lot of the work ourselves, my husband doing the majority of it. But there was still this going on in my life, all of this stuff in my craft room that was not being used. And I was like, Lord, I'm not being a good steward. I'm just buying this stuff. For what reason? Just for the shopping high, or just because this is so cute and I need it? But did I really need it? Because I didn't use it. And so I gave myself a good talking to, a good scolding, and said, enough is enough. Let it go. And one thing that kept playing over and over in my mind is that when my mom passed away in 2003, my siblings and I went to her home, and, you know, we did an estate sale, and we were going through her things to sell everything. And I opened up this pantry. She had a little small pantry, and opened it up, and I found spices that she had from Georgia when we were little. I was born in Georgia, and I think I was 41 when she passed away. She'd kept those pickling spices all those years. She wasn't using them, but she just kept them. And so that was just a little thing. We went through so many things to sell. And at the end of 2 sales, you know, we did an estate sale, then we did like a yard sale, and then we just started giving stuff away. It was like, is anybody willing to take this? Then we had to take a bunch of stuff to Goodwill. I don't want that. You know, I'm hoping I won't pass away anytime soon, but I don't want that for my kids, to have all this stuff to get rid of. And so there's that, wanting to be a good steward with the money that the Lord has blessed us with, and wanting to not leave a bunch of stuff for my sons to have to deal with. So I did all these destashes. I put the majority of that money, and it was a chunk of money, into the bank. But now listen to this, even though I made, and I'm just going to say this, several $1,000s on my destash sales, it wasn't even a fraction of what I paid for the stuff in the first place. So yeah, that really made me take stock and realize I am not going to fall into this trap again. So on my channel from now on, there will be no more haul videos, because there's going to be no more hauls. I have reduced my stamps down to 1 container. Now I do have 2 containers on my desk. I switched my furniture around a little bit, so I have 1 big desk. It's 2 desks put together, but I'm kind of looking at it as 1 large desk now. And I have dies and stamps that, you know, will be used. They're more of your basic dies that you need for cards and layouts and things like that. And then I kept other stamps, and I plan to use those. And I was really how do you say, I was hardcore. I went through and said, have you used it in a year? Toss it. Do you think you'll really use this? I don't know. Toss it. And toss it meant either destash it or give it away. I had Happy Planner stickers, enough for 4 people or 5 people. Ridiculous. More than I could use probably in 2 lifetimes. You know, you can only use so many stickers in your planner. So I got rid of the most of those. I got rid of Altenew ink pads and Tombow markers and 2 rolling carts. I told you I was going to give 1 to my husband to use in the garage. He doesn't need it. It's going to the thrift shop. Craft molds, you know, where you put the resin in or the clay in. I'm giving away all of those molds, and the resin and the clay, all of that's going. 2 tripods are going because I bought this tripod. Well, it's not really a tripod. It's a desk arm thing for holding my phone. That's what I record my videos with now. And I still have another tripod in case something goes wrong with this. I can always use my camcorder again. And let's see what else. Got rid of 3 paper trimmers. I got rid of 2 die machines, leaving me with 3 die machines. And you might say, why do you need 3? One's the switch because it's got the real large plate. So when I want to cut multiple dies, that machine is the bomb. And then I have my hand crank, which is not out. It's in a hutch. It's not sitting out, you know, on a countertop or a desktop. It's inside the hutch. That goes with my hot foil system. And then I have my impress that I use, you know, like on a daily basis. The plates aren't real large on that one, and it cuts like butter. So I'm keeping those, buying no more. I'm not buying any more markers. I'm not buying any more inks. I'm gonna use what I have. I've got tons of paper pads, and I'm trying to think of what else. Flowers. I still have 2 containers of flowers, but it's hardly anything in those containers. The majority of the flowers are in boxes going away. Same with lace and trims and containers, loads and loads of containers from Close to My Heart and Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So yeah, I've reduced my supplies down to what I feel one person could use definitely in a lifetime. And I've also quit my subscription kits. The one from England, I shared that with you guys. It's a lovely kit, but the cost and the amount of product I'm getting, I figured, nah, not really worth it. And then the other one is the Hip Kit Club. I love that club. But once I use what I have, I will probably join that club again, but only till once I use the kits that I have purchased. And I have used some of the products, but I want to use what I have, and I've got it down to a doable amount, and I feel so much better. And my room is really organized. It's clean because I'm cleaning as I go. I'm a cleaner anyway, and I like to organize. But now it just feels wonderful in here. It feels truly like my happy place. And again, this was something I did for me. I know craft companies, they need to, have products for people to purchase. Like I said, that is their business. I get that. I've been on design teams and promoted. But for me personally, I am just not going to go down that route anymore. It didn't bring me joy. It didn't bring me happiness. I still love to see what people make. My videos will be makes, not purchases, but just makes. I will be sharing what I'm making, and that's that. So yeah, I will still make cards, but my emphasis is going to be on scrapbook layouts. So I hope that you stay with my channel. If not, I understand. I know that so many people love watching haul videos. I get it. So if scrapbook layouts and, project making, card making is not really something that you're going to be interested in, please know it's okay if my channel is not going to be your cup of tea. I totally get it. No hard feelings. Thank you all so much for watching. I know different ones want to see what my craft room looks like now. You will. I've also gotten rid of 3 pink chairs I purchased on Amazon. They were so uncomfortable. Why did I say this now after having them for months? Because I was actually sitting in them for long periods of time crafting on layouts, and my back, I have sciatica, and I have 2 herniated discs in my back, and when they, for whatever reason, if I bend over wrong or I do too much working or walking or whatever, and they start to bother me, I really feel it in my back and in my legs. And so those chairs were comfortable if I sat in them for short periods of time. But so my husband's taking 3 chairs down also. And I did find a chair on Amazon, so you'll see that in the haul video. I used it for a few months, bought a cushion for it, even though it's cushioned, but for sciatica. And it's wonderful. So I went ahead and bought another one of these chairs. My husband has to put it together. I put this one together. And I bought another cushion, so I'll have 2 chairs, and then we do plan on hopefully someday down the future putting up some shelving units, because I'm going to put not flat. I know this is not necessarily flat, but this goes into a scrapbook layout perfectly. I mean a scrapbook album perfectly, but I want to start adding real embellishments, or more embellishments, I should say, more dimensional embellishments like flowers and things like that. And for those, they'll go in a shadow box, and I want to put those up on my walls or on a shelving unit. So, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is a longer video, but I appreciate you taking the time to watch. And please be kind in your comments if you want to leave me something to read, a comment. Please be kind and thoughtful. Again, I'm not pointing at anybody. I'm not talking about anybody but myself, all right? Have a blessed day, and I will be back again to share with you more creative projects. Bye for now.